everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Racing on MX5s. We are at Croft this week. This is going to be my second LFM race here. This week I did one last night. Did a little community race over with Adam Galaxy's crew. Just some quick 5-lap races on the weekend, just to get a feel of the track. This is a track which I have raced in previous series. I think we done it once before on MX5 in a prior season on LFM, so getting up to speed on here was fairly quick. It is a very technical track, lots of high-speed sections, but not a lot of area to actually make moves on. So you have to be mindful as to going to corners in maximizing your speed in order to execute a move. This evening it's me, myself, and I racing. Noli is busy preparing for a race, I believe it's tomorrow, which is LMP2, various LMPs, Adamola. So he's try-harding with that, doing some setup and some practice to dial things in, because it does sound like there's also a nice prize to be won with wheelbase. I think it's Sim Magic. I could be wrong. Anyways, we are here doing our qualifying lap. Now that we're on our fast lap, just finished our out lap. My best here is a 33.7. I can't remember if that was set last race recently or maybe in a prior season, but that's kind of the goal that we have for pace. We got a purple sector so far across the board. See if that stands as other cars come through the line. Thank you. Appreciate when people realize that they're on an outlap and understand they have a fast car and a fast lap behind them. We messed up that corner, missed the apex. Try and salvage what's left of this lap and go for another go. It's a tricky hairpin to exit. The rear end really wants to rotate around. You gotta watch the curb. Lost some time sliding through that corner. See if we can make up that lost time through that double apex in the back. There you go, 4/10. Probably gonna have to burn this lap to get some space. But I always stay in it till the end, because you never know what the car ahead of you is gonna do if they spin or whatever, so we'll make a last minute decision. Up 2/10. Put us low 34s. Alright, since we got loads of time, just try and give a big gap. That should be good enough. Alright, should get 2 flying laps out of here. It's a very tricky corner because it's slightly off camber. So as you get the car rotation, the rear end wants to step out a little bit more as you apply power. Get a good drive out of there. Lost a little time. This is not going to be a fast lap. Alright, so let's try this again. Final go. Came in too hot there, and we're gonna get a track cut. Got a little too greedy through that first section. So now we'll just see what kind of time we could have set. See, our tire pressures are pretty dialed in, so we'll stick with those unless it gets hotter. And that's qualifying at Croft. P1. That should give me a nice nice advantage, because the first sector is quite tricky. So what are we for? We're 23-28 right now. Tires 19-20, 22-22. 19, 20, 21, 21. So we'll see if we need to go. I have a feeling I'll want to run 22s on the right side. It's hard to say. Alright, myself P1, Giorgio P2, Charles in P3, Gustavo P4, and Yao P5. We have a total of 16 drivers here. Many of these names I'm not familiar with. So to a big mention over to Cavalli. He was in a race earlier this morning. The strength of field was over 4,000. He won that race and got over 1,000 points towards the championship. This is a much lower SOF. Let me see if I can pull it up quickly. Yeah, this is a what is it? 1985. So I'm not going to get anywhere near those types of points, and I think we will bump those up to that. Tires 19, 20, 21. Let's see. Tires 19, 20, 22. 19, 20, 22. And 26. Tires and fuel. Gabriel Mora, hello. Thanks for tuning in. I will do my best to remain engaged and communicate. It's depends on how intense the racing can get on that. So appreciate you watching and participating in live chat. All right, got 30 seconds till lights out. All right, light should be up in a second here. Bingo. Put this into first gear. And off we go. Got a good launch off the line compared to P2. Now he's going to get a fairly strong draft if he's close enough in range. Yeah, so he's getting a bit of a suck here. keep it on the curb. Race earlier, but the front spread out quite a bit. Yeah, this is definitely a track that can make or break a field. There's just some tricky sections. In which you either have them or you don't. And if you don't have them, they're quite slow and can cause some early separation and fast separation. This is oddly one of those sections through there. It's probably a lot of people overslow through turn 1, probably dropping into third. And trying to manage the rotation through, I guess that's turn 3 at that point, the long right-hander. This is another tricky corner with the bump, off camber, hitting the apex. It's a lot later than you'd expect it. This is a bit of a compounding corner, gets tighter as you go further in. And this is just about linking the two together without going off track, because once you're off track, all your momentum on the grass just takes you way, way out. And this is a fun little section here. Alright, so we pulled a 2-second gap on P2. 34.5. But we can do better because we did make that one mistake in that double right-hander. Nice, and we're getting the 33s. Don't know if this outer edge on the outside the white line slows you down due to texture or not. Can still take that faster. Still gain some time. Can be close, but not quite a 33. Alright, made up some lost time there, so that's good. See what we can do again through this double right-hander. I think there's still more time to be made for myself. Probably slittled a bit too much in entry. Gear below in the 2 corners before the last hairpin. Is there a reason why you keep it in 4th and 3rd? Carries similar speed. So 4th gear through that left-hander bit is actually faster. You do need to manage it more with the brakes through there to keep speed up, and also trying to keep the car on the left side on your exit to set yourself up for the next corner. Keeping it in 3rd for the following is part personal preference, but I think it's also faster in that going down the 2nd gear adds additional engine braking, so it slows the car down a little bit more, so I can carry more speed through that corner, as weird as it sounds, given it's such a slow-ish corner. And then the other thing is, coming out of that corner, I'm not having the upshift up to 2nd, up to 3rd, just to then immediately downshift, because I'd have to go up to 3rd and then back down to 2nd right there. So if you think, if for someone who's driving H pattern, even on paddles like such as myself, that's a little bit of time off power to make that shift. And the preference comes from the fact that in 3rd gear, the car's just a little bit more stable as you kind of apex the corner and work towards the exit, which is my preference, because going down the 2nd gear, you may have a little bit more wiggle going on with the rear end want to kick out, similar to what it does on the exit of the hairpin. So I do believe for that first corner, 4th gear is the proper method. For the corner that follows, it's maybe a personal preference thing, but I do feel there is an advantage, because when I was behind cars that were doing 2nd gear, I seemed to actually pull them in a little bit, as odd as it seems, and it just may help in setting up a move going into the hairpin. Just because you can kind of get on power a little bit smoother. I hope that helps. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck on that. If you're trying it and doesn't quite feel right, and you're in the race, do what feels good for you. Because being consistent is better than trying to be fast and getting out of shape a bit. But if you have a chance to try it in the race and you like it, you can see the results, keep it up. Too much curb. See, it's right here because the track kicks away. Very planted in 3rd gear. Alright, this is going to be a 33. Probably 8. 33.9. fighting the slip. If you ever are looking for a track guide, look for I think it's Eduardo on YouTube. I don't think he goes by Edward. Eduardo Cavalli on YouTube. He posts hot labs each week and provides setups for free as well. Did not break enough. That's a very slow lap. It's gonna be like probably a 35. Cavalli's guides are just references to me. I can't match his style, and his setups are insane. I can totally understand how they can come across that way, especially with his pace. But what I use them for, because I can't match his pace. He's running a 32 here, and I'm struggling to get the 33s. What I will use his guides for when I watch them occasionally, especially if it's a newer track for me, is use it as a guide for what gear I need to be in, or maybe what kind of braking point that he's using. Not necessarily that I'll totally rely on his brake point, because I've got to choose what works best for me and where I feel comfortable. So I haven't watched his guide for this track, so I don't know what he's doing through that second last corner where I'm keeping a third, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be running that prior corner in fourth. In terms of his setups, if you try his setups and you are having a particular issue with it, if you comment that on Discord, he might actually respond with a helpful suggestion as to a minor tweak you can make to the setup that can help you. The key will be is conveying what you're struggling with. So my setup that I'm running, I don't run his weekly setups. I've been running the same setup of his. I forget what track I got it for nearly a year. All I do is I make adjustments to tire pressures on a track by track basis as needed. There will be some tracks where, because of the unique nature of the track, that's where I will download his track specific setup for that. The thing with the MX5 is, in order to be fast, you need rotation, and that's where Cavalli setups work wonders. And a lot of it comes down to your initial turn in and then throttle control through the corner. You want to be very quick and precise on your initial turn in. You kind of see in most cases when I'm turning in, I'm making that one quick adjustment fairly rapidly, not insanely fast, but I get to where I need to be very quickly, and then manage the rest of the rotation with brake and throttle, and then completing the mid-turn phase and exit by adjusting how much steering input I need. Because steering and grip all comes down to weight transfer. You get on the brakes, transfer the weight to the front, and steer in when you maximize that. And that helps with your initial turn-in phase. So like coming out of that corner, I could feel the oversteer happening as I accelerated, so I had to do a minor counter steer, and with that, oh, my VR is doing crazy things. It likes to do this, where it just likes to flicker into a different position for a bit. I've learned not to reset my VR during that time, because it usually goes right back to where it should be. And nothing's worse than having it happen and then I reset it while it's doing it, and then I'm way off base. Alright, we're gonna have this lap and one more. We got quite the lead. Like watching, I know this track from racing it, but I'm sure watching Cavalli's guide would help on how to approach through that sector that we just did, how much faster you can take it versus what you might otherwise do it if you were just going through it on your own. I guess we're not going to set a fast lap this time around. See, if I downshift in a third through that corner, yes, I could take it in a tighter, neater line, but I would be going through it slower. Alright. And with that is a victory, which I will take. Gabriel, I appreciate you taking the time to watch and participate in the live chat and give me someone to interact with. So, thumbs up to you. I hope I provided some helpful information to you with that. And with that, I'm going to bid everyone adieu. I'm not going to go through the replay this evening because there really wasn't much to go through in that regard. Sorry if I'm getting all crackly. I'm got my VR headset on and I'm trying to look at a screen. So I will be streaming again later this week. I'll try and do the doubleheader again with the TCR and MX5s. I'm not sure I'm going to keep the Friday night format. I might actually bump it up to Thursday. Not 100% sure on that. Kind of going on a whim. This should help me reduce conflicts on Friday nights, because if there is a conflict, then I bump it to Saturday, and then I kind of get a double whammy of a Saturday and a Monday stream. So I think if I bring it to Thursday, we get a nice balance between Monday and Thursday, but I'll have to see, because it also depends on how much time I can get practice the TCRs. So again, thanks for participating. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. Always good to have you guys all there, and click that bell to get the notification of when we go live. YouTuber speak. So have a great night. Ciao.